So it's January 5th, 2022. I'm actually starting to think about my raised bed garden a little earlier in the year than normal. And I'm looking at planting some seeds. So I pulled out the old windowsill greenhouses and I ordered some fresh little peat pellets. And I'm going to be starting some seeds today. So left over from previous years, I've got this little 12 pod greenhouse and this one with 16. And the first step in these is to lay out your little peat pellets. Next, I'm going to fill these with a generous amount of water and wait for the pellets to expand. Okay, it didn't take very long and all that water, almost all of it got absorbed, and you'll see that the little pellets really expanded a lot. Okay, now with the pods have absorbed the water and we're ready for some seeds, what do we plant? Well, the things that I like to plant are things that kind of are not one and done crops. I do some of those, but I really like things that we can kind of harvest from again and again until the plants are kind of done. And some of the nice things we can do here, we can start in the cooler weather and use clear into where it starts getting warm. We like kale, we like lettuce. So we're going to do some romaine lettuce. We're going to start some kale plants so that we can get those out early in the spring. And just for fun, we're going to do some Serrano peppers. Those actually take a long time to probably bear any fruit. And maybe clear into the, past the end of summer. And we're going to start some basil. Basil grows really well here, and a couple of plants will give us lots for cooking and different things throughout the year. Okay, first up in this little tray of 12, we're going to do some romaine lettuce. These are teeny tiny little seeds. And the way these little pellets work is you put some seeds down in the center. Each one. That one went a little nuts. And if they sprout, you end up thinning them out so that you don't have so many. Then in this bigger tray of 16, I'm going to do half of it in kale. We really love kale. These are these little round seeds. And same thing. You go through and you put a few in the center of each one of the pellets. And then you go through and you kind of move some of the peat over the seeds. I already did that for the lettuce. Kind of get them covered up. Next up in this row is going to be some basil. And the basil are these little tiny seeds. And you might be wondering if I'm mixing up what I'm planting here, or how will I know the difference? But all these plants look enough different that when they sprout, even if I get a little confused about where I planted what, I'll be able to tell. And the final row is going to be Serrano pepper. I got a few of these to sprout last year, but then I blew it and kind of let the plants not do very well. 2022 is going to be a better year, right? So I'm going to have some Serrano plants. All right, the next step is to put the lids on these little greenhouses. And put them someplace where they can get some light, and we can wait on them to sprout. Because these get bumped and there's people and kids around, I will affix these down with a little bit of masking tape to hold the lids on. Okay, so we got the seeds planted, and now I'm just going to sit back and watch them and hopefully get some good sprouts going. And real soon I'm going to be laying out the garden beds and getting the soil mixed in so we're ready for the spring plants.